I just hope it connects. Fantastic. Okay, so I think we have connected and fantastic. So three. Alrighty. This is interesting. Let me share it to the community and see if anyone's going to join. So, whoo. Okay. We are about to have some fun. If I say fun, I really mean it, like about to have some serious fun because this is something I haven't tried before and I am going to try this. Okay, so what's the purpose of today's live session? So it's simply to design, to share my design process with the community. Okay, and we are going to be doing so many things. I'm basically going to pick out a design, just a random design, would redesign it in Canva, and as I'm designing, you can share you can ask questions, you can share anything at all you want to share with me. Just drop it in the comment. I'll be reading it and be doing so many things. Like I don't even know what to say right now. So I think it's now time for me to. Okay, so why doesn't the link you claim it's supposed to take you. It's supposed to take you to Canva Pro. I don't know why it doesn't take you, but it's supposed to take you to Canva Pro. Okay, so the main reason why we are here is just to have a design with me session here on YouTube. Okay, and usually there's also a way to how is it called? A way to just share my process with you. Okay, so most of the times what I just do is I come on Pinterest. Okay, and on Pinterest I just go in to search for designs and all that, and based on the designs I see, sometimes I attempt the designs. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, fine. But most of the time what I'll just do is just come here, just scrolling, and just to see something I can attempt, because there's nothing basically new under the sun. We always learn from other places, so many sources, combine it together and make your own version out of it. So that's basically what I do most of the time. So this design is what I wanted to attempt today. So we'll just see if we can actually design this in Canva. Okay, so let me just download the image and we'll also import it in Canva so that we'll see if we can actually do this. Okay, I don't know if it's downloaded. Okay, so I would also love to be hearing from you in the in the comment section. You can drop your comment. I'll make sure to read it, and yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so let me download. Okay, it's not downloading. I didn't. Okay, these are some of the things that are not planned. So the first thing I'll just do, maybe I will just come here into Canva, create a new design, and I will simply. Why is nothing clicking? Okay, so create a new design. Now just choose custom size. Okay, so in custom size, I love to use the 1080 by 1350. That's the dimension I love to use every time because it gives me a lot of area. And also when you post on Instagram, you're able to get how is it called? You're able to get a large space, okay, or you're able to consume a large portion of whoever is viewing your design. You're able to consume a large portion of their screen. Okay, so that's why I love to use the 1080 by 1350. Okay, fantastic. So things are loading and it's pretty slow than I expected, but why not? This is a design with me live session, so just pardon me if things are just slow on my end. Okay, yeah. As long as I've started, I don't think I can end it now because I just decided to jump into it. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. So I've imported the design into Canva, and just in case you can't see it, yeah. So the design is now in Canva, so that we can be able to look on that and create what we have to create. So I'll create a new page, okay? And what I will do is maybe I'll move this page to the top, and yeah. So we can see from the background. So let me just set image as background, and so that we can pay attention to everything. I believe this is so easy, super easy. Okay, and I'm just going to show you how. So the first thing I think I'll start with is from the background. So one thing I always do is to start from the background and to build up to the element in front. Okay, so the background color. So I'll just come here into color, and I would, Canva generated some of the colors for us. So I'll just choose it, and maybe what I would do is I would want to add some texture, okay, on the background, just to give it some feel. Okay, so I'll just search for cement, and yeah. So I think we should get some nice cement in there. So I right click on this one also, maybe just increase the size. Okay, then I'll come to transparency and reduce it, okay, so something like this. Okay, fantastic. So this is what we have at the moment. Then we can see we have some shapes, we have some text, and some photos basically. So it means that the main element we need is this F1 stuff. Okay, and I have some of them here. I actually downloaded some of them earlier on, so I have a few ones in here that I can use. Okay, so I'll just add it, and I just hope things get to load quickly. But this feels like because before I came on this live session, I don't know, I was feeling nervous. I don't know why I was feeling nervous, but I think it comes with it, doing something for the first time. And let me just increase the size. So what you'd realize is that we don't have the same car, like the dimension or how it's positioned is not the same. However, we are still going to, use what we have to get what we want. Okay, so I would position this here, and I would come into my element and see, no, my upload, not my element, and see if I can. Okay, this one also works, but and see if I can use a new one over here. So I think this one should work. Okay, I'll just be myself. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Okay, so let me just add it. I think this one should work because this is what I have at the moment. And or if it doesn't work, what I usually do is I have this website called cliparts.com. Okay, so maybe let's just go to clipart and see if we can get at least something similar. Okay, because we are not looking to be perfect, we are just looking to be good enough. Okay, so I will just come in here and let me just search for F1. Okay, but it's always like fascinating when I see people who are so interested in this F1 racing, and sometimes it can be of a big deal to them. I wonder what's so special about it. I'm not saying it's whack, but I just get to wonder what about F1 is so special, because I get to see a lot of people like just go crazy about F1. But I don't know what's so special about it. Anyway, so let's check this. Let's go in there to see if we would find more people in here. If we don't get it, we'll just use what we have. It's not really by force. So F1. And let me also know in the chat if you are on threads, because threads had been a very interesting deal lately, and there are so many people talking about it. So let me know if you're on threads and how you're enjoying it so far. I think I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so it looks like we'll just have to stick to what we have in the in Canva with the F1 I already downloaded. Well, let me just see. Let me just do F1 user. Okay, so maybe this should help. And it doesn't look like we are finding anything, so that's fine. Just things happen. Let me see if this gentleman I was seeing him a lot, on the internet. I don't know what he did, but I saw a lot of people like giving him the hype, you know. So maybe we'll use him, okay. And there's a ship. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I will drop this one down a little bit, and this would go behind, okay, to behind something like this. Then what we can do is we'll add a ship. Since it's a ship that's here, we'll add a ship. Make a video of the apps and websites you use with Canva. Okay, yeah, I think we'll do that. Even with that, it might be a live session as well. I may just come on live and share all with you, because I'm attempting this live session thing because we gradually hit 20K on YouTube, and I was just thinking that maybe one way to connect with the community is always coming on live and just designing with you. Okay, so with this, just so that you can be asking me direct questions, I can answer you right on the spot, because I get to receive a lot of questions, and sometimes I wonder how I can answer them all. Okay, so select all of this and move them a little bit here, and we can see there's some gradient at the bottom over here, which means that I can move this to the top. Okay, if I can move it to the top somewhere here, and I would add a shape. I'm come to do something interesting here. Let me move this a little bit and zoom in. Okay, so I can place this here, and I would cover the sharp edges. One thing I would say is that anytime you're designing in Canva or wherever you find yourself designing, just make sure you are hiding the sharp edges of your photos, okay? Because you didn't want your photo to be looking like as if it's hanging, okay? You wouldn't want that vibe for your photo, okay? Because it makes it very easy for anyone to know that, oh, this guy or this lady or this designer doesn't really know what he or she is about, and you just don't want that for yourself. Okay, so we'll choose this. I'll come here into the transparency and make it 0. I don't think it applied. Okay, we'll make it 0 and we'll change it. Okay, so you can see it's now starting from the bottom from the top to the bottom. Would come into position instead, and I'll change it to 180. Funny enough, this is one of the features I was craving so much in Canva. Like, I just wanted somewhere I can just punch in the rotation, because it was getting frustrating sometimes when you're looking for a particular rotation of a particular angle and you're not really getting it. I'll be looking for example, 90 degrees, and when I'm shifting it, before I'll get to, let's say, 89, and if I can get to 89, it just moves to maybe 91 or 92, and I'm like, it was like, I just get to find it so annoying, like, a lot of time. Like, how come they just don't give us somewhere we can just punch the text, sorry, the angle you are looking for. And I was just so willing to build that app on Canva, because they have the feature, like this part of Canva where you can, for developers, I was just willing to learn how to write a code and just do that. So let's add some text, and always make sure T on your keyboard is for text. Okay, I'll surely add this video on my YouTube. I wouldn't delete it. So the name, we are just going to, maybe let's use the same name over here, saying Veta Pen. Okay, I'll use my name, CHEMAKER. Okay, and I'll select or come into, what's the name, font, and let's see if we can. Okay, I have Champions Gothic. Okay, so this Champions Gothic is a custom font I uploaded in Canva, and this is available when you're on the pro version of Canva. If you're on the free version, I'm sorry. So there's a link in the description. Don't do it now. After, you can just do it. Okay, so there's a link in the description for all that. Okay, and I will position this here. And yeah, someone mentioned that the link doesn't lead them the pro version of Canva. I will check it after this and say how much transparency did you use to cover the okay. Let me see. Okay, so the transparency one part I use the gradient. I use gradient. Okay, so the shape I just had to how is it called? Let me just show you. Let me just show you because sometimes explaining stuff can be some way. So in the gradient, you'd realize that there's I started from the same color I have on the background, and the second color I made it transparent. So I made it 0. Okay, so you can get this transparent. You can have this gradient thing. Initially, it wasn't possible in Canva, and we had to find several interesting ways to achieve that. Okay, so it looks like this part of the text is not showing. So I'll just come into flip. Hey, okay, I'll just come into flip and I'll flip it horizontally. Okay, and I'll rotate it maybe a little bit more like this, and I can move this up. I think it's cool. Then we'll just change the color. So with the colors, we'll use the colors we have over here. Okay, so we have yellow in here, so I'll come into colors and I'll use the yellow in here. This yellow is not the best, so I'll change it to this yellow. Okay, or we can still use, there's this blue we have in here. I think it's a cool color we can use, so I come to the color picker and use that to choose. Interessant. So we'll assume his name is Benjamin. Okay, so I'll just say Ben, Ben. Okay, and I will move it here and reduce the size, and I'm also going to change the font to Poppins. Okay, so in Poppins, when I do this, what I'm going to do is that I don't want the same text for all. You understand? That's why I'm changing to Poppins. So in Poppins, I will just choose any, whatever it's called, any of the Poppins in here. But let's see, bold should be cool, and I'll make it italic because a lot of sport designs, they have this italic stuff. Okay, then I will come into this and change the color. Okay, so we have this as well, which I think is cool. At least we are getting somewhere. You can see what we are doing. Then we'll just add this image. Okay, so what I will do is, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I just press another R on my keyboard. Okay, for shape and position it here. Okay, sometimes it's very difficult to move. It feels very difficult to move element around. I don't know if I'm the only one who gets to struggle with this. Exactly, Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, that's his photo. I didn't know his name, so I'll just use my name. Okay, so if that's the name, we'll just keep this and assume I'm the one. Maybe I should have a photo shoot of myself doing that so that I replace it later on. Okay, so we will change it to exactly. I know zero about F1. Like I know zero. Like look, if you have to have a quiz right now and you question me about F1, trust me, I'm going to get the whole thing wrong. Oh, okay. Okay, 7 times champion. Wow, that's interesting. That's why we are having this session, because I have no idea. I had no idea of who he was. So at least you are teaching me something, and that's cool. Okay, and that's very beautiful. So maybe afterwards I'll just change his name since I now know his name. Okay, so what we are going to do here is I'll come to edit photo. Okay, and I will use the BG remover just to clear out the shadow part, because I don't want the shadow of the image. Okay, so you can see we've been able to clear it. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't work. Like this meme about Gattuso. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Oh my goodness, I wanted to be serious, but anyway. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. So sometimes the background remover might work, other times it may not work. So I'm just letting you know. Okay, then we can keep it like this. Maybe I think we should just keep it like that. Okay, and we'll maybe drop it here. Okay, and One interesting feature I really want us to have in Canva is, for the shapes, to be able to customize shapes like the angles and stuff like that. So, for example, if I didn't want all the sides to be very straight, I can just select this and maybe move this corner so that at the end of the day it gets to be like this. I'm really waiting for. I think I'll pass it on to the Canva team, just to maybe if they can, give us something like that, they will just do that. Okay, so yeah, then I will do what they have over here. You see, they have this nice boxes over here. So we also come in here and press R on our keyboard, and I would use Alt plus Shift, okay, to reduce the size evenly, okay, so that you are not getting one side that's longer than the other and all that. So let's see what we are doing. Okay, so I press this. I'll come here. I can change the color to we have yellow, okay, and I'll duplicate the box, bring it here, and I would use the red, okay, duplicate it. We have, which other color do we have? Okay, we have this main color. We'll use this one, duplicate it again, and this fourth color, maybe you use black, not black per se, but a dark gray or something. Okay, so something like this, and it looks like we'll have to space it evenly, then duplicate, and I'll change the color again. Okay, I think it would look good if you put the name behind the car, just that part of the R. Yeah. It's good. Thank you for pointing this out. Thank you. This is nice. Wow. Thank you. I missed it. Thank you for pointing it out. Raf, if I mention your name correct, thank you so much. So let me, be typing in the chat, be talking to me, ask me questions, because I just don't want it to be like I'm here just talking about design, blah, blah, blah. Ask me questions, I'll answer, just so we can have something interesting going on here. Okay? So, and would add, okay, we'll move this here, duplicate it, bring this in here. Okay, and we are going to see sometimes it's better to run than to fly. I think so. And something interesting happened here in Ghana recently. There were these I think about 12 people who drove all the way from Ghana to the UK. They drove by land, so it's like driving from, not even, it's like what they did was they drove from Africa to Europe. Okay, and I'm from Ghana. Okay, so West Africa, Ghana. Let me just pull it up just in case. Let's have some world map session over here. So let me just see world map. Okay, no, let me rather just use Google Earth. Okay, Google Earth, so that we can. I'll just show you where I'm from. I'm from Ghana, West Africa. Okay, so while it's loading, maybe we can just continue designing. But there was something. Yeah, like I was saying, there were these people who drove all the way from Ghana to the UK, and this has been like a major hit here in Ghana, because look, driving from here there is crazy. Oh, Australia, that's nice. Okay, so let me just show you Ghana. So Ghana, this is Ghana, in West Africa. Do you get it? So just in case you don't know where I'm from, this is the country I'm from, Ghana, in West Africa. So these people drove all the way from, I think, Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire, which is our neighboring country, to, I think, Burkina Faso, but they went all the way to Mauritania to Senegal, then to Morocco, which is somewhere here, Morocco, then into Spain. From Spain, I think they drove to, they went all the way, I think, to, I think they went all the way from Spain to France, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, they landed in the UK. Okay, that's just all I want to let you know. That's just by the way. Yeah. Australia, I think you are about 6 hours ahead of me or so. I think so. And yeah, and we'll just add his number, like, so maybe we'll say his number 44, or we'll say his number 45. Okay, 245. Then we will just move it like this, so, and move it here, make it bigger. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And bring it to the back, and I'll send it behind him. Okay, and I can make it gray. And I think even like this even looks cool. It looks cooler than I expected. Okay, so let me just, okay, this is cool. And what else can we do? Maybe we'll just add some branding stuff. Okay, so with the branding stuff, I have this F1 logo over here. Okay, so I can actually make it bigger. Okay, and what I'll do is I would come into edit photo, just so I can make it gray. Okay, now I'll use the dual tone for that. So I'll come to dual tone, and just in case you don't know what the dual tone is, what it does is it helps you to change the colors. Okay, and Australia is 10 p.m. Oh my goodness, 10 p.m. Wow, and you're still awake. Hey, wow, this is interesting. And another thing is, with these live sessions, I don't think we are going to actually have a particular time, because with all of you, my audience, you are just scattered all over the globe. So there are times where we may have it around this time to favor some people. Other times we may have it, in another time, just so we can always favor all of you, at least as much as possible. Okay, so I think I'll reduce the size more. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll come to transparency again and move it, like reduce it more. F1. Okay, and I have this Red Bull logo over here, so I will also move it here. Oh wow, please come back to Canva, please come back to Canva. Okay, please come back, don't go, we need you. And yeah, so I think we've been able to achieve that. Not the same, but I think we've done, at least achieved something beautiful in here. So I can maybe do the same for this. I'll make this black and white. Okay, so I would come into filters, and with the filters I don't know which filter has black and white, but one of these filters should give me black and white. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so we have the mono, we have classic, we have noir. Yeah, so I think we need noir. Okay, then I'll reduce the transparency. Nah, noir is not giving me. It's not giving me black and white. Okay, my Photoshop keeps crashing, so maybe I'll come back. Photoshop, that's one of the things. It keeps crashing, always crashing, like crashes from KFC. Wow, I think that was the bar. I just gave you some bars. It keeps crashing like crashes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so better to run. So I want the run to be red. Okay. So over here we are applying contrast. Okay, to highlight some of the words. Okay, so sometimes it's better to run than to fly. And I think this is what we have been able to do inside of Canva. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how long I've been on this stream. Let me see, 29 minutes, and it already feels as if I've been here for 1 hour. Yeah, bars. Okay, so this is what we saw. This is what we have been able to do. Okay, and I think what would have made it nice is if we had the font. You can see this part goes a little bit up, this part comes a little bit down, and all that. So maybe let's try to do that. Okay, so I'll select everything, unselect or deselect. Okay, now let me just do it one after the other. So let me just select all of this, so that I move it a little bit up. If it doesn't work, why not we just move it down? Oh my goodness. Okay, then I'll move maybe this one down, then it I'll move this one also up and select this, bring it to the front and move it up, 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 up. Okay, so I think, yeah, we've been able to do something cool inside of Canva, and we've been able to do something. Yeah, so I get to post my work on Instagram. I share actually a lot of tutorials on Instagram. I'm so active on Instagram. So yeah, you can check me out on Instagram. So yes, I think so you can see I'm just receiving notifications and all even as this stream is going on. Which is funny. Anyway, this is what I don't know if I should attempt a second design, but I don't want this to be so stressful because I want us to enjoy the vibes and all that. So one design at a go, one design at a go, one design at a go, and we should be cool. So I just have to delete this, and I think one last thing I want to do is to edit the photo. Okay, so I'll come into adjust. In adjust, we'll just edit this a little bit to make it like spicy. So I'll increase the brightness, increase the contrast, and when you're editing photos, okay, just what you need to pay attention to is that how do you want your photo to look, or what's the vibe you are looking for. Based on that, you should be able to edit according to that. So if it's like a horror kind of like design you're making, what you just need to do is to make it darker and all that. If it's for let's say it's for something for children, you want it to be vibrant, so you boost some of the colors, you make it brighter, you boost the saturation, the vibrance and things like that. Okay, this is sports. I don't think it really has something specific, so I just want it to look nice. That's all I'm just trying to do. Okay, or I could, anyway, I've deleted the other page, so let me just come in here and just edit it how I want it to look. Okay, so there are some blacks in here which I want to make them look good, so I increase the blacks a little bit. There are no the white, they are not like we don't really have white stuff over here. Okay, we have vibrance, so the vibrance is to give the colors some extra boost. Okay, saturation would actually punch the colors too much, but I'll just make it a little bit saturated, which is like increasing the intensity of the colors. Okay, so with this particular one, it came with the element. Okay, but just in case we didn't have it, what we can do, we can just turn the whole car into a shadow and place it behind, and just make sure we are positioning it well. Okay, so like you just duplicate, and you can come to maybe dual tone, change the color to a gray, and apply some shadows on it. Okay, and that would help you. All right. Yeah, so I will share the element on my, I have this website where I get to share just elements. It's called elements.theafricangeeks.com. Okay, so let me just even show you. When you go in there, it should make like everything pretty easy. So it's element.theafricangeeks.com. Okay, and when you go in there, you'll be able to find a lot of the elements I've used in my designs. So you can just come in here, you see everything. It was built for you. I actually start on my buttocks and built the whole thing. So you can search for any gradient at all, like any element at all, and you should be able to find it. So I would upload this F1 element in there. Okay, F1 element, so you can just check them out and design something cool. So I think I would love to hear some questions. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. I want to, on this design, if you have any question concerning this particular design, please ask me. Okay, so that I can answer your questions. Okay, if not, I would we'll just have a quick Q&A, and we'll see how to keep this interesting so that I can just wrap up, because I have to sort out some client work. But they don't know I'm actually streaming live doing this while I have to be doing their stuff for them. But that's just by the way. Sometimes you just have to have fun, Anyway, so I will, move this here. I think just final touches sometime. You said the name was what? Something Hamilton or Hamilton? Louis Hamilton. So I'll just change this to Louis. No. This should be Hamilton. Okay, and shout out to you, Raf, for helping me out on this. Wow, it's going to be interesting. The next stream would be next week. Okay, the next stream will be next week. So actually, it's not fitting, but we'll see how best we can do it. So I'll come to alignment and change the alignment to this, and it looks like I'll have to increase the size of this. Okay, and change this to Luis, and I'll position this here. Okay, then I can maybe select this is going to be messy. I'll move this here like that, select this, deselect the element you have. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll move this here and move this one also here, and select all of this, move it here. Okay, so we can have this. Then we have to ensure it's centered, so I'll select everything and I'll use my eye to gauge it, and yeah, I think we've done it. It's looking beautiful. Okay, and I learned something today with you, the square gradient thing to cut the edges. Thank you so much, Regis. If you could make the same, if you could make the name smaller but adjust the spacing in between the letters. Yeah, I could do that, but because sport stuff, and they most of the sport designs I've seen don't really get to space out their text like that, even though it's possible. Some of them you can do that depending on the text or the font type you are using, but with this one I didn't really feel it would work. And also because of the font we are using a very heavy font, so that's the thing. But that's a good idea though, but it wouldn't work for this design, especially where this is placed. Okay, if it was placed at the top somewhere here, fine, but at the bottom, it wouldn't. Anyway, that's just by the way. I think we've been able to do something nice. And just in case you don't have any further questions, we would wrap up here, and I hope you will join me in the next live session, because the next live session we are also going to pick, that's the main idea of these designs. We pick something from Pinterest or anywhere else. You can send me some designs. I will just take them and attempt to redesign them in Canva. Okay, and that's the main purpose of all this. Okay, so very easy, very simple. I hope you enjoyed this. Just let me know if you did. If you didn't, also just let me know, and I'll just ensure that the next live stream will be more interesting. And I feel like we should be doing this more often, because I feel so comfortable and I feel good doing this. So yes, I had fun. I hope you had fun. The name is Benjamin. Don't forget, there is no limit to creativity, and I should see you in my next live stream. Okay, peace out and bye bye.